You have a game that you don't know. Genesis, in my case. You open some packs, you enjoy the art, you go through learning the game as best as you can, and then you show up to a major championship and a major event with not really a good understanding of what you're doing, but it's a good learning opportunity. Now, there's two things that can happen to you. One, you have a great experience, and you learn a lot, and you meet a lot of great people, and you have a fantastic time, and you are excited to become an actual player, a real problem, force to be reckoned with in that next big tournament. Or two, you learn that the community is not ready or does not care about your new ass, and you showed up to an event that was way outside of your depth, and everyone is excited to use you as a punching bag. Just stay the hell out of their way. This was a rough weekend, guys. On one end, I looked at these, I look at videos and think about content and say, I gotta make sure that we stay upbeat and happy, because who wants to watch somebody mope and be sad and be mad all the time? But I figured that we could do this with beer, with cards, and it's not gonna be a complete downer video. I actually bring this up because I want to talk a little bit about my views, mine and only mine, perspective on the balance between competitive and community. And it's a hard one, especially when you start getting into those events where the stakes are really high. So let's go ahead and share exactly what the heck's going on. But before actually we do that, what the hell's wrong with me? We got to talk the beer. Got to talk about the beer. Beer for today. Four Noses Peachopotamus Lemonade Stand. I love the Peachopotamus series from them. I think I did it the last... I don't remember what I drank the last time. I think I had a stout the last time. That's right. I had a stout that I tried to gulp and it didn't work. It was really bad. Peachopotamus Lemonade Stand from Four Noses. Oh, I love this. I haven't tried the Lemonade Stand, actually. I love the Peachopotamus, though. Glass. River North. Oktoberfest. I gotta have a beer that... I gotta have a glass that's like... can actually handle a 16er. So yeah. Let's get this going. Over the weekend... I did Road to Nationals. My first Road to Nationals that I wasn't running. My second Road to Nationals I went to. Road to Nationals for Flesh and Blood. I went as Azalea. Spoilers. I got my ass handed to me. It did not go very well. I was very out of practice and it showed. But a series of things kind of occurred, which I'm not going to get into the details of for many reasons, that kind of had me thinking about, all right, what's the difference? What do you do in a situation? How do you really get the most out of a situation where it's a very highly competitive thing? The gravity of the event is national qualifiers. That needs to be respected. But also, it's a casual event. It's something where people are going to go to have fun. People are going to go who know they have no chance of winning nationals. But we're going to go and we're going to see how we do. And we're going to learn things and we're going to appreciate that. What's the balance there? How do you... What's the mindset going in? And I want to share my thoughts on kind of what that is and how those events and how stores and how really everybody in the community and everybody who's there can make sure that we don't swing the needle too far in one direction and both of these groups can be represented. Both of these groups can feel like they're respected. Before I jump into that, though, I don't like that as much as I thought I would. It's not bad, though. It's not bad, though. It's kind of like Dole. It comes across a little bit like Dole, one of those Dole juices. But anyway, we're going to open some second edition, and we're going to talk some community shit. And we're going to talk about the balance between competitive and not competitive, and me as somebody who is a community builder, and kind of what I do and how I approach this situation. And I hope that in watching this, you guys kind of get, you can share some thoughts, share some tricks, share some tips, or just share some frustrations of being in the middle. And if you are the guys who are building up your community, kind of feeling, even though that might not be the case, feeling responsible for the integrity of both. Let's flip the camera and do this. Beach towel. Genesis, 2nd edition. Jalara, 2nd edition. Cheap-ass Costco scissors. That's what we got. Also, beer. We're going to give this another shot. Yeah, no. It's not as bad as the meringue tart that I had a while back. Great aftertaste, though. That's what's... I never have, like, a beer that I'm not a big fan of, but the aftertaste almost makes the thing worth it. Fucking silly is that. Anyway, let's crack some packs and talk some nonsense. So I'm not quite sure where to go with this. I am really spitballing this video. I don't have anything written down. 9 times out of 10, I don't have anything written down. But I've been in kind of a weird, like, this feels like my... It shouldn't feel like my responsibility. But I want people to have fun, and many people go in to have fun to an event. And then you kind of realize, like, all right, it gets too competitive. Somebody gets too competitive. Something happens where it's like, this is supposed to be a competitive event, guys. Why are you treating this like something fun? And I'm like, all right, I feel like you're wrong, but you don't have the worst argument in the world. And as the center of it, as the center of that, not that I'm like bugged by it or anything like that. I kind of look at it and say, all right, anything that I say may have some sort of influence on how the community responds or how people respond. And it's hard to know what to do. Wow, what an interesting tear. Not gonna lie. Landslide. I'll jump back into that thought in just a sec. So I hope you guys can see this. So it looks like we've got landslides, common. It's got a little common symbol at the bottom. Let's see if I can get closer. I'm gonna hope that this works out. I can't exactly see too well what's getting recorded. So common, where you can hit things up there, how much you need to put into the deck for, things on the right. But landslide, that's what we have. Earth spell. Flame jet, more commons. 2 to time. One of the things I got to be looking at with this game, I'll get into that. I don't want to lose my thought process here. So coming in and being like, hey, if I come in and say, if I set a tone, right? I think it's all about setting a tone. If I come in and set a tone and say, this is a much more competitive event, Inferno Lashback, that's cute. Then naturally the tone of it's going to be a more competitive setting. People are going to take things more serious. There's going to be a little bit more intensity to that, and that's going to be what's set. And if I come in and say this is a casual event, we're meant to have fun, the people who have put in a lot of time and effort and energy to hit nationals are going to come in as like, so am I going to get rulings that are going to be more in the instance of the better experience than what should actually happen? And it's a weird balance. For Foresight of the Ancients, draw a card for each ability on the stack. That's stupid. That's nuts. Holy crap. Okay. Angel's Embrace. I dig that. That's a pretty cool picture, not gonna lie. I really hope these aren't blurry. Dense Fog. More uncommons. Earth Pillar. More uncommons. Oh, alterations. I asked about this before. It looks like they're things that are you put on a zone. And it screws up the zone. Got it. Token card. Stack token card. This card is a stack token. Can be used to represent an ability that is on the stack. Yeah, you need that in this game. I still haven't figured out if that's a good thing yet, but you definitely need... That's kind of cute, honestly. It's like, hey, this thing that's over here is on the stack. I dig it. Chrono Walker. My first rare. I think there's 2 rares in each. That's cool. Guardian of Balance. I dig it. Chain Lightning. Displace, which is cool. I dig that. Andrathera, common. Walls of Valdez. Alright, so I'm going to, let's get the commons out to the side. Put them there. We'll do uncommons and the rares, and we'll just kind of walk and talk at this point, now that we've seen a pack. So my views on this thing of how do you find a balance in between, you know, the people who are there to compete and be serious and really want that to be the focus versus those who are just there to have fun and play casual like myself. I strongly feel that there needs to be a good tone set from the very beginning. I think that I don't think you come in and say you're just here to have fun. I don't think you just say we're just here to have fun. You should do that for most things. But you're not just at a national qualifier to have fun. You're at a national qualifier to compete. Just period. There has to be some sort of knowledge of that. And maybe not everybody is there to compete at the highest level, but you still want to see how you do against high-tier decks. You're still there to play. And I feel like, Diabolical Roar, I feel like the way that I would come at this, that's neat, is kind of set that tone early. Of, hey guys, so a lot of us are here, and we're really trying to win, and we need to respect that. We need to respect the sanctity of the game. Ew. Ew. That's like... Oh, that's not even that. That's this. Temporal relocation. That's a bit frayed. Card replacement policy. Assad! Let's go! No, this is fine. So an event that I'm running, I would want to set a tone. And I feel you have to set a tone that says, hey, there are people who are here to compete, and we have to respect that. We have to respect the gravity of this event. But also, we're here to Enraged Gorilla. Epic! Epic! Epic rare. Nice. Well, that's a cool... Oh, it's double-sided. Well, that's neat. So let's put the epic over. So you get their hero and then like a non... Like you got in the starter packs for Flesh and Blood. That's really cool. I dig that. Next rare. Another rare. Jesus. Is that supposed to happen? 3 rare pack? Is that a thing? Guess that's a thing. That's cool. Common, common, common. So yeah, I think it's all about setting a tone. And you have to respect both. I think if you don't respect both, you kind of do damage to the sanctity event. I don't know. That might be the first thing I go to you guys with. Of like, if you are saying, you know, if you're not necessarily, if you're saying people are here to compete, and that needs to be, you know, that needs to be in everybody's mind, do you feel that would put off the people who are there to play casually? Especially if you come back afterwards and say, we're being casual here. Also, like, this is a casual event. We want to make sure that you respect people first. Respect people before anything else. And if you can't do that, you should go. I don't care how competitive you are. I don't care how right you are on the rules. Get the hell out. Don't say it that way. Problem with tone. Ooh. Ow. Foily. Holy crap. These foilies do not mess around. I said in the review of this that these come, or in the last video, these come across as like those stickers that you get from the grocery store. And I don't feel wrong in this. Very cool though. Rules token, appreciate that. Always nice to have. Uncommon. I feel like an uncommon was replaced with the epic. Kaismadan. Vorpal Blade, very cool. And then common. Gut Punch. Nice. But yeah, I feel like if you don't set a tone, if you don't set that tone that kind of looks at both, the needle's going to swing in one direction. In this event, I feel strongly that the needle was swung more towards this was a serious tone, and that led to, you know, the intensity kind of heightens the not frustration, but I think the stress goes up a little bit. If the approach to the event is going to be, this is going to be serious, and it's going to be serious first because this is a national qualifier, and screw you if you think otherwise. If you came here to just have fun and not care about the competition, you should go home. I think that's just too far, and that's not what was actually said at the event that I'm talking about. But I feel like the more you go down to that level of competition, holy shit, first, the more you're kind of leading into, the more you risk that kind of being how people are going to come into a game, come into a round. Still Vigor. This is cool. This is a cool card. Just cool looking. I like that discard is a payment option. That's one of the things I really like about Genesis, is that it's not just paying for a resource. These resources that you have, this is all you get. This is it. The whole game. Discard one as a part of using his action. Like, you're really paying for things. I dig that. Hurricane Sweep. Another cool guy. Arcana Vigor. Lightning. Ugh, I'm not even going to say it. TB Channa. TB Senna? TB... I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. Community, yell at me. Yell at me. Rare. Sea Crate. Very cool. Flight. Attach flight as a skill. You can move on to a spot even if it's occupied. I'm very curious about how flight did. Last time we played flight was kind of broken. So I'm curious about it. Another Andothera, Shelter Hop. Need another bear. But yeah, I don't know, guys. With that one, what do you guys do to find the balance? Like me coming into a competitive event, I still want to compete, but I know I'm going in kind of seeking information. I want a surprise, and that's how I am as a player. I'm not playing Azalea because I think she's the absolute best. I'm playing Azalea because I want to shake things up. I want to get people thinking differently about this game and this character. I want to see just how accurate I am in my thoughts with Azalea. This last showing, you know, was not a good one for me. And I own that. It's so pretty. Water pillar. I like the pillars. They just, if you hit them, they gain weakness. If you weren't already attuned to it, that's pretty neat. Another tarantula. Peripheral vision. You may rotate. Oh, that's cool. Angel dude. Very neat. No, it's not the one that I got. Puppet control. Giant scorpion. Oh, wow. Giant scorpion. Jalaran Mist. Thunderstruck. Cool. Nice, nice. I'm sorry, this might be a little boring. I haven't done one like these, and I'm like, it was really frustrating over the weekends. It was frustrating to, I mean, not like losing, of course, is frustrating after a certain amount of time, but to kind of be in the middle and know that it's two types of people, and there was the tone that just wasn't set for it. That comes out and says, you know, this is gonna be serious. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna play by the rules. It's not like I was looking for an excuse not to. And there's one specific thing that I think got me. And I was playing with my buddy Casey. And still Vigor, Air Pillar, very cool. I love these. I love these. This is such a good idea. I mean, yeah, you know, I would love Flesh and Blood to do this. I'm not gonna lie. This is so cool to be able to, like, all right, you know who the hero is. You know what they do. Let's just play a cool version. That's so smart. That's so smart. Good job, guys. Angel of Retribution. I played enough Prisms to don't even want to know what that does. Mythical Protection. Rabbits. I like the idea of a rabbit deck. I gotta see how viable that is. Power Punch. Hound. But anyway, I was playing with my buddy Casey, and I read in the Legerdom Flesh and Blood content. I know, it's kind of a mixed bag. Talking about balance, and I'm way off. I played a card that made it so he can only do one thing, and the next turn he plays one really important card from his deck, and he goes to try to do the second thing. And I say, nope, you can only do one thing. And for a moment, and I even called him on, I was like, and I have to say, because of this event, because this is where we're at in this event, I can't even let you take back the Steelblade Supremacy. I can't let you take back your big bomb card because you played it and that's your fault and you should have known. And immediately, within seconds, I felt awful. I felt absolutely terrible. And I said, you know, no, screw that. I'm not going to do that. I can't be that guy. And I let him take it back. But that's what happens when you come in, and I love this art. I wonder, God, I think you can do a gorilla build. I gotta look at Scheming Skeleton. I think he tried a monkey build. But like, that's what setting a bad tone does. Is even me, who I take pride in being calm and cool and collected so much, saw it and was like, okay, if this is what we're gonna do, here's an opportunity for me to be like, sorry, dude, you screwed up. Lambs for the slaughter. And too fucking bad. And I hated it. I hated being that guy. And I have to chalk some of that up to just the tone. The tone of the event, just, even I walked into it. I think it's so important. Alim, that's beautiful. Beautiful art. I do like the art in this game. I do wish there was a little more actual texture in it. It kind of looks like it's just a lot of blur effects to make some shadows happen. And it kind of, I guess it depends on the art. Bolt shot is just a straight, doesn't do anything except hits for 4. The end. Zap. I like it. Inferno pits. I love these things. The Inferno pits, I started throwing... I had my buddy throw, when we were doing our test game, my buddy threw these in front of me. And it's, if anybody goes into the spot, so you play it on the board, right? And if you go into this spot, you take 2 damage. But there are cards that let you throw heroes and creatures into other spots. So I kept throwing his creatures into the pits so they took 2 damage and died. It was so funny. It was kind of in that moment that I honestly thought Genesis was like, you can do goofy things. You can absolutely do goofy things with this set. And that's super neat. That was just a lot of fun. But yeah, back on message about tone. I'm personally one of those, if you said it wrong, it even got me. And I know that's kind of sounds egomaniacal of like, not Joey, not me. And I know how I play, and I know what I like to walk into. And I just hate it. I hate when you get the balance wrong at an event and everything is affected. And I think that we had a couple incidents that were absolutely affected because the tone was set kind of screwy. I think it's so important. One of the things that I appreciate is that Demon's Rage. Call to the bones. There you go, Jordan. There you are. I like it. I totally forgot my train of thought. I thought my train of thought. Sorry about that. Tone was off. Had instances, and I feel like if it weren't that bad, we would have had fewer. That's what I'm trying to get to with that. That's no matter what I end up saying afterwards. That's what I'm saying. Cleave. Oh, that's actually really cool. I like that he's in fog. Because it's almost like he's just swinging wildly. Maybe it's a she. I can't tell. So yeah, set tones, guys. And I don't know. What are your thoughts? If you're a really competitive player, is that level of seriousness something that you're really looking for? Do you take more pride in do you take more pride in somebody who takes the event much more seriously than not? I'm so confused. It's the same card, guys. Is anything about this different? 5/5, that, call rare epic. Conjure 3 times Skeleton Ward. Place a skeleton summons from your subconscious on any spot. It's the same card. Why is one an epic? Why is one not? I don't know. I don't know if I like this. This makes chase cards kind of frivolous. This is superficial to me. All right, you Genesis guys who see this are going to have to help me out on what is the point. I get that, yeah, you get a little more art. That's neat. But if I'm throwing chase cards in this thing, even if you don't care, right? Even if it's like, oh, this isn't supposed to be as collectible, it's supposed to be more fun. Doesn't this come across as a chase card? Why not just make it a rare variant? That seems like the way I would approach that. This is weird to me. This is weird to me. I need help. Genesis guys, help me out. But yeah, your thoughts. Competitive guys. What do you do? What do you do where do you put yourself if there's supposed to be a serious event? If something is going to create such a negative experience for, let's keep this really simple. Let's say there's a ruling, that the ruling is correct. It was clearly like a simple mistake, but the ruling, a mistake by the player who committed it. But it's a competitive event. You competitive players, what's the line that you draw that says, no, I'm sorry, you said at the end, versus I want to keep this to be a good experience. This isn't how I want you to lose. Or this is how I don't want you to. I don't know the balance because I'm not good enough to ever be in a situation where I have to make that call. That's half. I mean, that's supposed to be funny, but it's also I'm never in that position. That's pretty. We need a card like this for Azalea, guys. Flesh and Blood. Where do you draw the line? And I'd love to know, and I'd love to share, and I'd love to write about it. Or do another thing of where do you competitive players draw the line between this is a competitive thing and I have to respect even the most nitpicky things, and this is supposed to be fun and I don't want the negative experience. Do you think that it really just depends on the player And if a player wants to swing the needle way over towards competitive, they're entitled to do that, even at the sacrifice of creating kind of a casual, fun atmosphere. Is there a line in the number of rounds? Is there a line in the stakes? Like, if you go to Road to Nationals, are you less inclined to be more frustrated about, like, oh, it was a slip of the tongue, versus if you're at Worlds? Do you say, no, I don't care if you started to let go of that card the second it's on the table, you've pitched it, fuck you. Like, how far do you go? Or do you just try to maintain the same atmosphere, you know, the same mindset the entire time? I'd love your thoughts. You casual guys, same thing to you who play casual. At what point in a tournament do you come in and say, you know, I have to appreciate that as fun as I want this to be, I have to take the competitive route. I have to say, it's like, you are this far because you're really good, and being really good, you should know this, and I have to hold you to that standard. Where do you swing the needle the other way? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. Zamber Dragon would be a really cool card if it was cut right. It looks like what did you cut from the back? Is that what this is? Is that what I'm seeing? Because that's how you get kind of this feathering around a corner that's definitely coming up from the front. Hydolus. Swift Trigger Stun. Swift Trigger. Interesting. Oh, it's 2. He's got a fire and a water side. That's pretty badass. I like that it's light instead of fire and water for reasons. Whatever. But no, that's what I wanted to rant about. That's really all that I had of, like, okay, this was a weird spot to be in. I take a lot of pride in community building. I take a lot of pride in just trying to be as good of a guy as I can. Not to say that everyone else is bad if you're not on that spectrum. But, like, I'm always looking out for the player experience and making sure players are having fun. And I feel that there are situations that I'm wrong in that. I'm wrong in wanting that to be the priority. But I figured I'd get the community. And it was really frustrating for me to kind of see things happen and be like, I don't know how to respond to this in a way that, I mean, I feel in certain cases there are some very clear things to say. But as far as, like, coming up with true proper direction outside of just setting the tone correctly, I don't know what to do. I'm just not sure. It's the puzzle of people. So, all right, that's that. I'm not going to keep going on that. So let's just enjoy some Genesis for the rest of this, right? I've got horses. I've got gorillas. I've got beer. I've been ignoring beer. It's getting a little better as it warms up. It's not when you're supposed to drink warm. It's just not. Martial Sentry. I keep finding new commons, which is cool. Halfway through the box, I see, like, a ton of new commons. Selective Amnesia. Diabolical Roar. Urinating Tarantula. Kidding. It says urticating. I'm just going to call it urinating because, of course, we all find our own ways to fuck up cards and make the creators say, I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate you. Skeleton Warrior Token. That's cool. Okay. Okay. We're letting that go. I think it's for that card that lets you summon skeletons. It's good to have them on the side. Epiphany. Lightning. Gut Punch. Leap. So to talk a little bit about this game, it's one that, again, in my review I talked about the core mechanics. You can see we've got this board here, for you who haven't seen it. And you play on a grid, so you're literally playing, and you're playing creatures on this grid, and you're moving them around so they hit based on where they're facing, as well as what's, like, in front of, you know, they've got a little awareness thing that you can kind of see, hopefully. This says where they can hit, so I can hit this guy because he's one spot in front of me, and then you just do that for the whole game, and eventually you have a hero as well, which is these guys. You've got heroes as well. These are the ones who you're trying to kill. And you move around the board and beat the crap out of each other. And it's real cool. In my initial review, I thought that the game was unbalanced in a bad way. I thought that you paid for certain things that you paid for were not worth the price of admission. How you paid for certain things was not worth the price of admission. for them. You would spend all this energy to put a summon on the ground, and then he would just instantly die. I'm like, well, what the fuck was the point of that? And we had that more often than we would have liked, but apparently they fixed this. So this is 2nd edition, not because they're trying to be silly and say, oh, we want to get more money out of people, so we're just going to put the same thing twice. This is a blend of a couple of sets. Giant Scorpion, Olgoi. This is a blend of a couple cents where they've gone back and retweaked, and I appreciate that. I like that they did this. This has been a bit of an up-and-comer. If you look up Genesis, you're probably going to notice that they've been around since, what, 2015, I think. And you're going to be like, the hell is that? It was a flag that I had of why they've been around since 2015, and we're just hearing about them. And the philosophy was they weren't sure what they had with this game. They knew that they didn't have it perfect out of the first go. So they were like, we're going to try this out. Very small launch to just see what people find that are problems. And then when we do a regular launch, we're going to do some cool shit with it. We're going to do a larger launch, but we're going to fix it. It's going to be, you know, we've gone through play testing with the general public, which is usually where you find the problems. Whip Smash, that's really cool. Underworld Dealings, also cool. Still a bunch of new cards. I recognize some of these. Again, one of the coolest things that they did. Nubia. I'm excited to play with these things. Good, that's a lot of energy. So it's like, yeah, let's make sure that when we want to go big with this thing, which is what they're doing right now, as they reach out to various content creators and they're really ramping up production of things. They're saying, hey, we've got a little bit more of a fine-tuned game, and apparently it is. I haven't really gotten to see too much. I definitely haven't gotten to play it, but I'm going to try to do that this weekend. We've got a few people coming from out of state that are going to join us at the Flesh and Blood Road to Nationals. We're going to spend a little time trying out some Genesis. I'm hoping to get video of that, of watching us play like a multiplayer game where half of us have played it before, but only like once or twice, and the other half have never played it at all. And we'll give you some thoughts right out of the straight from the source of new players. So if you guys have any suggestions on what we should build, where I can maybe get it out of a box and get like 5 decks out of it, let's go. It's gonna be silly and probably bad. Gilded Stag is Alim again. Puppy. Actually, it's Kitty. Kitty. I'm bad at things. I'm blaming the beer. Blaming the beer. I want more of these. I want more of these cards. These are cool. I want those. I don't know. I'm only getting 1 a box. It's a common. It's like Final Fantasy TCG does this as well, where you get full arts, but you only get 1, and sometimes it's a common. And like, that's not as much of a chase as you think it is, guys. It's gorgeous, don't get me wrong. I kind of wish for foils there was a bit of a variance outside of just the card, but I don't know how you would really do it and still make it legible. I don't really know how legible that is anyway. Makara. More epics. I bet it's the same thing, right? I know I just got one of these. Yeah. Same card, say everything. You just don't get any, you don't get reminder text on what beckon is to try to make room for it. I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling on this. I want this to feel special, and it just doesn't. It doesn't. As somebody who's just opening, even if I'm opening to play, if there's some feeling of chase, if you've created the illusion of chase, I want this to feel much better than this does, knowing it's just the same card. You just slapped a different thing on the bottom and gave me a 1/4 of an inch of more art. I'm not feeling that. I'm just not feeling that. Yamajara, that looks like a Power Rangers villain. Just straight up. Dragons again. And Power Punch and things. All right, we're down to 7. Down to 7. I got half this to go. It's been a longer video than I wanted. Longer video than I wanted. I don't even know if the whole thing has been blurry. That's what really scares me. I only have 1 box of these. They're a little bit hard to find. He's working on that, but he just did kits with Kitchen Table TCG, where people get 2 boxes, I believe. And that seemed to go really well, from what I understand, which I'm excited about. I do want to see more games coming in. As much as I love Flesh and Blood, I want to see more indies come in. I want this to be the true golden age of CCGs and TCGs where new things come in and they actually shake up the system and they actually start taking away market share, and people realize I don't have to have my life devoted to just Magic, or even just devoted to Flesh and Blood or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! There's other things that are worth putting a minimal investment in, and I can have an absolute blast with them. Great game to jam in between, like a Pokemon tournament or a Flesh and Blood tournament. Stone Protector of Knee. That's right. Knee. The knight who says knee. Underworld Knowledge. More pits. I want more of these. Because the other cool thing about this game, no card limit. I can have as many things in here as I want of Inferno pits. I can just fuck the board and then shoot you from afar as a magician or something. I don't know. I have no clue what the meta is, but I like that I can have as many of these things in the deck as I want, as long as I can pay for them, of course. I think that's spicy. I think that lets you do some really funny things. So yeah, I hope to see more. There's a game that I've been introduced to called Zoo Tiles. It is nowhere close to my fucking style, because it's weeb, it's waifu. I'm not a waifu guy, but the art is actually really funny. The creator, he seemed to be a really cool guy. I think his name is Josh. So you might see that pop in. And you know, I kind of like that for this channel. I like not just doing one game and having it be that, and that might slow down growth and whatnot. But I want to show everybody just what the heck else is out there that's actually doing cool things, that's actually shaking up the system. I think for decades now, it has just been the big three. And I love that it's not that people are just getting tired of the big three. I don't think that's really the case, except for maybe Magic. But it's just, you know, those Pokemon players, especially the kids who started with Pokemon, they're getting older. They gotta find something new. They probably will find something new. Doesn't mean they have to. But they're like, hey, my interests have changed. Genesis is a really cool one. You got this really cool art. I like, this is a really cool, like, this could just be a whole new play style. I dig it. I definitely want to try it out more because I love the tactical stuff. This Zoo Tiles one also does the same thing. You got games like D-Spirits that are coming out that also seem like they're trying to cater to cute. And I don't think they're all going to be successful. I don't think they're all good. See MetaZoo right now. Needs work. But I like this. Anguish Flame. 3 fire dark damage to everyone in... Nice, in range. Kill all summons, destroy alterations. This is the one that I got signed. Purifying Wave. This is the one that he signed for me in the last video, which is really cool. I like seeing that. More of the birds, sidesteps, draconian. So, but yeah, I guess more things for the people out there. If anybody is still watching, if anybody got this far, what other ones are you looking at? Not to say you're committed to. Saying the name of a game that you've bought a pack for or you have in your possession doesn't mean that you're breaking rank. That you're leaving whatever game I know you for, But what else are you looking at? What else is interesting? I think it's fun. I think it's a fun time to explore new things, see new great work from other creators, other card game developers, other just straight up great people. Again, Genesis has been created by a fantastic human being, Celestial Hegemon. That's cool. Neat looking dude. And, you know, I like seeing them succeed. I like seeing good people succeed in things that we thought everything was just accounted for. Card games, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Why even try to compete? Well, now they are. And you see some fantastic people doing it. I love it. I love it. I want more. I want more. Dang it. I don't have time for more. I'm only playing one game right now. I'm sorry. Sorry, Genesis guys. I don't really think I've got time for more than one. But this will be a fun one to have some decks for. And just, hey, you want to try something new? Try something cool? I'm looking for a change of pace. We just did 2 months of Classic Constructed and Flesh and Blood. I'd like to, I don't know, have fun. Sorry, that's a joke. Try something different. We did kind of screw our community. So if you Colorado guys got this far and you're new, I apologize to all of you because we really did get lost in Classic Constructed and just didn't care. It's not that we didn't want to care or anything like that. It's just we kind of just lost sight. So we didn't really do a lot of Blitz events and we made it very difficult to do events at stores because we were just so wanting to get ready that everything was CC. Everything was classic constructed. More Hydalis, Demon's Rage, super cool card looking. Thunderstruck, Inferno Ghoul, Hot Machine, Sea Crates. All right, last pack magic. What do we have for spoils for whatever this is worth? I don't know what's good or not. I don't know if this is the worst box ever opened or not. I just know that I have things. 3 epics and a foily. So I guess as I open more boxes, if I open more boxes, I'll look for that as a trend. Oh my gosh. And we'll see how we go out. More commons. O10. Battle Cry. Another Forked Lightning. I thought I had a Forked Lightning. No, it was Chain Lightning. Mythical Sphere. Fiery Girl. Meteorite. Nice, looks fun. Arcana Vigor. More bunnies. I gotta see if I can make a bunny build. Try to make a bunny build. See how that goes. But yeah, that's what we have. There you go. That's little Genesis box opening. I'm gonna try to get a multiplayer game in. We'll do a recording of that and see how we go. If this box was good, by the way, let me know. If this box was utter garbage, I also would like to know, just because I'm morbidly curious how this went. And then yeah, again, your thoughts on community and where do you draw the line between competitive and not competitive, competitive and casual. If you're casual, where do you draw the line and say, nope, this is competitive now? Competitive, where do you draw the line in the other direction? And then also, if you're looking at other card games and you're intrigued by anything that's out there, love to chat. I don't care what it is. I'm really curious about it. I'm curious to see more players entering this space and meeting a lot of just wonderful, wonderful people who are fighting the good fight of new content, new things out there. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I probably could have flipped the camera here, but meh. I haven't done a box video in so long. So here we go. Cheers, mates. Thank you for sticking with me for so long.